Hi, it's Susan. Welcome. Today I'm going to share with you the papers I selected to go with the Vintage Sewing Journal Kit, and I'll show you how I do a hidden spine for the pink sewing journal that we're making together. This journal is predominantly pink and is also in a feminine cottage style just like the blue one. Also in this video we're going to make the button journal card together. Okay, let's create. So I'm just going to very quickly flip through. I've done the inking around the edges and I've added some pockets just real quick so you can get an idea of how the journal is coming along so far. That's a pocket right there. That's a pocket. Turning out pretty so far, don't you think? Very happy. This is for one of those long tall tags, which we're going to have 4. That's the center of the signature. Oh, that's the other side. I thought that was 2 pages there. Flip over. I think it's looking really pretty. There's that project page. And that's it. Okay, let me go ahead and show you the cover again, just in case you didn't see it the first time. Lace on the back, eyelet on the back, some cards, beautiful blue bird, and the inside is pink. And this is what I've done so far to the hidden spine. I made a bookmark on this one with a little strawberry to dangle. Put the pockets in, and this is what I did with the spine. I took a piece of cardboard, and it actually was, you know, food product that I cut. I cut the piece to fit inside, and then I covered it with the same paper that I put on the inside of the book, and then on top of that I put some lace. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew this signature to this spine, and then we're going to glue this spine inside the book, and that will hold it all in place. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is move this out of the way, and we need to clamp our pages together. The best, now anything I show you is just the way that I'm doing it. It doesn't mean it's the only way to do something. It's just something that I have learned what works best for me. So all my pages are folded in half already and have been scored. So I've got these big clamps, and I'm going to put one in place. Well, this is an odd angle for me, so let me get it to where I can get to it. Okay, there's one. And then go to, keep them bent a little bit, and go to the other end, and let's put one here. This is just to hold all your papers together so when you're stitching it in, nothing slides. And then go back up to the top again and bend it. By bending it, it makes all those centers stay together. Okay, and now we're going to bend this one. Last one. Okay, and you don't want to get them too close together in the corners, because then your book can't stay up like this. Now, let me get my tools out. I want to make sure that's all staying in the center, and it looks good to me. Okay. I have a little kit that I bought off of Amazon, and it came with everything you see in this box just about. I think we'll use this light wax string on this one. And what you do is you measure 3 times the length of your book. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now, you can make them longer if you want. That's just something that works for me. Now I'm going to get my needle out. And these needles come with the kit too. Sure helps to have a big eye on it, so you can thread it so easily. Okay. So we've got that threaded. Let me move that out of the way. So the next thing we need to do is we need to poke the holes. Let me get my awl out. And I just use a cardboard box to set it on. And I just kind of keep it bent. Here, let me get up here, I'm sorry. Okay, keep it bent. And I don't measure, I just kind of guesstimate. So I keep it kind of bent up, and then I push my awl all the way through till I hit the box. And then I do the same thing 2 more times. And I go about 1 inch right there. Okay. And 1 more. Okay. Now we can move this out of the way. Now the next thing I'm going to do, because I've got those 3 marks, I want to make sure that I have my spine with those 3 marks as well. So let me get a pen. Well, I don't know if that's going to show up. Let's see. Oh yeah, it will. That's a pencil. Okay. So I want this to be centered on my spine. And I want that to be in the center of the spine. So I just keep looking at it, eyeball it, and then right where the holes are, that's where I mark on the spine. Probably going to have to do this side. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I need to be on this side. Okay. The good thing is that flower is right in the center, so I can mark right in the center of that flower. Okay, there's a hole. There's the second hole. And there's the third hole. I don't really like to use a ruler. I'd rather just eyeball it. And they are handmade, so it's not like they have to be perfect. But I like to do the best I can do. Okay, so now I'm going to poke holes in my spine. Okay. Do this one more time. I didn't go down very far. Okay, we'll see how that goes. All right, is there a right way or a wrong way? I don't think so. Got my needle. First thing I want to do is go in the center, and then I find the center of my spine. Pull it through and then go up to the top. This is hard doing it on camera. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So we've got that one. So now we want to go down to the bottom one and do that. Now you want to get this tight. You don't want it to be flopping around. Now you're going to go back up into the center. Well, there we go. Now you want to make sure that this gets tight. It's looking pretty tight. I have had to take it out and do it over again before. And you want to make sure that you have a thread on each side of this one that's going alongside there. Pull it tight and then check again to make sure you have it tight enough, which see that one up there doesn't seem tight enough. That one's still not tight enough. I have it pulled. There we go. I think that may have done it. Let me check. Now that's getting tight enough, I think. And if not, just do it again. I mean, who wants to do it again? Nobody. But, you know, don't put so much pressure on yourself that you're so worried about it. Okay, so I did a double knot. And now let's look. See, they're pretty tight. Okay. Now we take our clips off. I'm going to put that needle up before I forget about it. Whoops. Okay. Okay. So now you see that it's attached to the spine. So now we're going to stick the spine inside the cover. So I want to make sure that it's upright. Make sure my bookmark is out of the way. That's upright, and this is upright. So I'm going to put glue all in here. Oh, here, let me move that box. It's keeping you from seeing. Okay. Scoot this back up here so you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to fill this whole area with glue. And a lot, I guess. You definitely want it to hold, that's for sure. Okay, let's go on the the edge here and the edge of this one. You really can't probably see that glue, but did a little bit more than I was doing on the needle book. Okay, so now we're going to center that. Let's see where it is. I don't think it's in the center yet. I want it in the center of the book itself. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm just gonna mash it down. And it does take a little bit for that to dry since I put so much glue in there. Then as you can see, it's right there, and then I've got this flap here that when this is all dry, I will come in and I will glue right here and right here to put that down in place. So this takes a little bit to dry. I think I'm going to clamp it, and then I'm going to get set up to make the button card. So I'll be right back. Okay, I got everything ready to make the button card now. And the button card I'm referring to is this one, just like, here we go, just like in the blue journal. Isn't that pretty? So I was inspired by Nazi of Amity Bloom. I just fell in love with her version and decided to make one too. Mine's a little bit different, so thanks, Nazi. I already did the prep work to make the process easier and faster. So the first thing we're going to do is I took a piece of pink cardstock and I used my corner punch and I punched the corners, and then I inked it. And then I did a piece of cream cardstock so that it would be a little bit larger so that I would get a border. And then I inked that too. So the first thing to do is to glue the pink to the cream. And that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, almost there. Center it on the card. Push it down so it makes good contact. Alrighty, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Okay, so the next thing is I have a piece of eyelet cut, and we're going to glue that in place. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the fabric so I know exactly where it's going. I'm not going to put huge amounts because I don't want it to seep through. But that's the one good thing about Fabri-Tac. It usually doesn't unless you use too much. Okay. Set it down. Let's see if that's okay. It's a little bit different when you're creating for a camera than if you're just doing it for yourself. You got to make sure you can see it and I can see it too. Okay, I don't think that's, got to get that just a little bit straighter. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up just a tiny bit. Not much. I don't want it to look dirty. I just want it to look vintagey, I guess. Okay, so I have this little piece of cardstock that I printed out, and it's a stripe with some floral, and I want to put some ink on it. I did scallop the edges on the two ends and then just left it straight. Now we're going to glue this in place. And don't mind the back. I used a piece of paper that I'd already printed the front before. Okay. I want to get this about right there, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. And just press it down so it makes good contact. I also have this little piece of trim with the little flowers. I want to put that right here. I want it to touch the white, but not too much. I just want it to barely be there. And make sure it's in the center. Isn't that cute? Okay, let me make sure I get those little flowers down. Do each one of those separately with a little dot. There you go. You want to use enough glue, but not too much, because you don't want it oozing out and you have to clean up. But if you do, you just do. Now this is a little bit of trim that's on netting, so it's embroidered. And I have two little pieces. I'm going to see how they look best on here. Make sure. It's right here. And then this one will connect right there, I think. And I think that will look good. Okay, so I'm just going to leave them in place, but I'm going to put a little bit of Fabri-Tac underneath the flowers and the leaves so that that part glues down and I don't have to see glue seeping through the net. Okay. Move it around a little bit. I'm going to get those leaves and the flowers. There we go. I want to make sure that this looks like it's joined, like it's all one piece instead of two little pieces that I put together. Okay, cute. Now I've got some buttons here. I've got a big, these are all just regular buttons. I think this one's a vintage button and these are just pink buttons. So I'm going to do it in a straight line and I'm going to go from smallest to largest. And I put thread in these because I want the Fabri-Tac to grip the thread and hold it in place. And I really like it when it's got the thread. Makes it look like it was actually sewn in place when I just glued it. Okay, and the next one. Huh, wonder if it matters if they're all going the same way with the threads. I think I kind of like them going at an angle instead of straight across. So let's do that. And the final one. And I am putting glue on the button too, not just the threads. I'll put a little bit more on this one. And of course those are going to take just a little bit to dry, but that's okay. I don't need to move it. Make sure I got them in a row. Okay. And now I've got a butterfly. Let me go ahead and ink that up just a little bit. just to get rid of any white edges there. Put glue on that. And let's see, like about right there will be perfect. So there you go. Isn't that cute? Well, thanks for creating with me today. Have a great day. Bye.